If you could have a drink with anyone in the theater world, who would it be? I'm Anthony Caporale, and I'm running through my list. Each week, I'll sit down with cast members, bartenders, and personalities from New York's theater district and get a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to live, work, and play on Broadway. Come have a drink with us on Broadway Bartender. Welcome to Broadway Bartender. My name is Anthony Caporale, and we are here once again at New World Stages in the heart of Manhattan's theater district, home to my show, The Imbible, A Spirited History of Drinking. And we're gonna open today with a riff on a drink that we've done already. We did a Black Russian. I'm gonna go ahead and open with a White Russian. And hopefully you'll indulge me when you meet our special guests as to why I'm opening with a White Russian. But let's just go ahead and make the drink for right now. So we're gonna start with 1 ounce of Kahlua, which is a coffee liqueur, actually made in Mexico with a rum base. And I'm gonna top that up with 1 ounce of vodka, and then right to the rim of the glass. You can use cream, but I like to use half and half because it lightens it up just a little bit. And then I'm going to very simply just roll these drinks into the tin, give them a quick swirl. I don't like to shake any drinks that have cream in them because they get very frothy and bubbly. And I like my cream drinks nice and dense. And that is all there is to a White Russian, made famous by the movie The Big Lebowski. He referred to them as Caucasians. But for today, our special guests are from the musical review, Me the People. And we're gonna go ahead and stick with the White Russian moniker. And we have Aisha Dukes and Mia Weinberger. Ladies, do you forgive me? I mean, it was right there.
Oh no, it's perfect.
Is it okay?
It's perfect.
Okay.
So appropriate.
Great. So cheers, first of all, and welcome to Broadway Bartender. I'm sure you probably had White Russians before, or?
Yes.
And it is a lovely,
That is really
it's
good.
just a lovely
Great.
drink, right?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
So, awesome. So, Me the People, let's talk.
Me the People is a political satire musical comedy. It's a commentary on our current administration. And we do it with both fictional and realistic characters. So, bringing it to the stage at the Triad.
At the Triad, and that's on the Upper West Side here in New York. It's a musical review, is that right?
Yep.
Correct.
So mostly songs?
Yeah, mostly songs. We've got a number of different songs. We pack them all into an 85-minute show.
Wow.
And yeah, everyone from Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton to the Obamas and Betsy DeVos and who else? Like everyone is in there.
George Washington
George
makes an
Washington.
appearance.
We go all the way back to George Washington.
Really? I would love to know
Cover
what
it
George
all.
Washington has to say about our reality show
He's got
presidents.
some thoughts.
I would think he does.
Yeah.
It's on the matter for sure.
Okay, that's amazing. So what are your roles in the show? Or do you have roles? I mean, how's that work?
Yeah.
We all play several. There's 4 of us total in the cast, so we all play many of the things that we just listed and more, and background to each other.
Yeah, so I play Betsy DeVos, Melania, Ivanka, Hillary Clinton, Betsy Ross.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And Aisha?
George Washington. I'm a general, just a guy. I play Conchita. She's a chambermaid at the Hotel Mar-a-Lago. I play the Statue of Liberty at one point in the show. Who am I missing? Michelle Obama. I think that's most of it. Oh, a little girl at one point, and Betsy DeVos comes to talk to PS 114. Watch her, so.
So how many folks in the cast?
There's just 4 of us. And we have a music director as well who is playing everything, and he is involved in the show as well. He has a couple roles. So there's really 5 of us. But
5 performers.
yeah,
And how long has the show been running?
about a month.
Doing well. I read the review in the New York Times. Really, really nice. Congratulations. That's fantastic. And the company that produces the show has a history of using comedy as, I think I read comedy as resistance in some of the material. I really, really like that. There was a Bush musical, right, that preceded this?
Yeah, Nancy Holson, our writer, wrote Bush Wars back in the W days.
Which I think we all thought were behind us,
I
but I
know,
wish
we all-
I wish they were ahead of us now for some reason.
Right? And she also has a show called News and Review that ran for a really long time. That was a very similar style. Just whatever was happening in the news, she put that into song. And now she's doing this.
Do you really kind of throw some hard punches in the show, or is it really kind of meant to be taken a little bit lighter, or like how serious are the things that you're dealing with?
So the whole show is very funny, I think, anyway. But we have a couple moments where it does get a bit real, and a little more serious and a little darker. And I think because the show is so silly and fun, those moments really resonate.
Yeah.
And we found a lot of people have, after the show, will come up to us and say, it was so funny, but it was so scary when you realize that this is reality.
It's real.
Yeah.
We say, you know, a lot of the material writes itself. We're directly quoting what's going on stage, but we kind of feel like humor puts it on the table for conversation and to actually look at these things as the abnormalities that they kind of are, you know.
Right.
A lot of historical things have been happening. So I think joking is a really great way for it to become visible and for it to become something that people, whether it's in jest or in seriousness, are not complacent about, which I think is a really cool way the show kind of, you know, sends a message.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that the show would be able to play outside of Manhattan, like the bluest of the blue, liberal, intellectual sort of?
We are, for the most part, preaching to the choir. Yeah, we've actually talked about it, about how we think the show would do in other places. I do think that it would succeed more in a liberal place, definitely. We're not really trying to change anyone's mind. We're kind of just trying to give everyone who is stressed and scared a place to come and laugh together. That being said, we had a Trump supporter come to the show once. The day after we opened, he came and held up a Trump 2020 flag during our bows. And I mean, he was very respectful and just wanted to speak his piece, and that's okay too.
Tell me about some of the songs and some of the bits that are in the show.
I think one that really resonates with the audience is the Twitter bird. We have a member of our cast dresses up as the bird from Twitter, and that's where we really put the direct quotes into play. He just says things that Trump says and then kind of reacts in ways that we are all commonly like, what, to some of the things. So, and I think he uses the Rockin' Robin tune. All of our songs in the show are from popular songs already. So it's the love the way the Donald goes, tweet, tweet, tweet. So it's, yeah, I think it's a fun way to kind of talk about this thing that we can all see, so.
And that one is great. It makes it really easy for us to keep the show current because since he's literally just reading Donald Trump's tweets, they change very rapidly, as we all know.
Yes.
So every week, Richard, who plays the Twitter bird, gets new tweets to read to the audience.
You update the show every week.
Yep. The news keeps it current.
Yeah.
Has it gotten just more and more surreal? I mean, you must be extremely plugged in just to play the roles to every single little thing that's going on.
Yeah. I mean, when I play Ivanka, I have some opportunity to ad-lib a bit because I'm interacting with the audience. And so if something big happens with Ivanka in the news, my mind immediately goes to how can I throw this in to the show tonight? So I'm pretty in tune with her at the moment.
How long have you both been involved with the show?
We both started in, what was it, end of May?
When we started? May, I think.
Yeah. We were cast from audition.
So since it opened?
Yes, but there was a reading before that you weren't involved with it, yeah. So the show's been in existence a little longer than we've been with it, but.
Yeah, but we were both a big part of the developmental process of it because it was the four of us in the cast. We really were given a lot of creative freedom to put ourselves into the show, and we've watched this thing change so much since we first started in May. So it's been really special to create these characters.
How much of a script do you actually have to work off of in terms of like actual lines that must be delivered every night?
We have like a full, like, there's like a, libretto of the songs, and there's like lines that they give us to kind of transition the numbers.
Right.
So there's stuff that's written, but a lot of it changes so fast that, it's in there crossed out, or that, we don't even really go to the scripts. We just like memorize what they send us and add it to the show. So even from previews, like when Playbill came and looked like to now, the show has numbers that are gone or that are like completely different. So
Like actual musical numbers will go in and out of the show.
yeah.
So when we started rehearsal, Comey had not yet been fired. And then he was fired. And 2 days later, he had his own number in the show.
Oh my.
And then days later, it was cut because he was no longer super relevant.
Right.
So like that's how fast this process was moving.
So you could literally just go see the show once a week and like a daily show kind of consumable entertainment.
Have some new bits every time.
What's the schedule, the performance schedule? How many days a week are you playing?
It's usually Thursday through Sunday. We are sharing the space with another show, so it's been like a little bit different, but everything's on the Me the People musical.com. The website has the schedule, but it's near to Thursday through Sunday.
Tell me a little bit about your background. How did you both get started in the business, and what brought you to this particular piece as something that you decided you wanted to focus on?
Well, I studied musical theater in school and have been doing that since I came to New York several years ago, and I'm also very interested in comedy and in politics. So this was kind of the perfect combination of everything that I'm passionate about, especially right at this moment. I'm thrilled to be doing this.
What was your first job when you got here?
My first job was a little show called The Berenstain Bears Live. Yeah, that's real.
Really?
That's a real thing. And it's great. It's fantastic. But I recently toured with Elf, the musical, and with Bring It On, the musical. So I've spent the last couple of years touring.
Wow. And Aisha, how about you?
I have been doing theater since I was very young. Started when I was in like elementary school, went to school for it. Moved to New York in 2012, started doing work here. The first show that I did was actually an off-Broadway show called Honestly Abe that had been running for a little while before I got to the city. So it was a really cool production. And from there I did a bunch of different projects, film as well. Most recently, before this, I was doing Wild Women of Planet Wongo, which was at the Parkside Lounge on the Lower East Side.
I know it, yes.
And that was such a blast and such a long run, kept extending. And I mean, I was like sad to say bye to it, but this show seemed like such the right direction with what's going on. And I have been really, really focused on, from campaign days to now, what's been going on. So to be able to join passions like that and be, plugged into the news and still doing what I love and what I went to school to do is really, really great.
Wow. Have either of you done cabaret style shows before?
I have not.
Yeah, I've done mostly like musicals, like full.
Just straight up
Yeah.
like traditional musicals.
Yeah, but I've done a bunch of sketch comedy, especially in college. So that's a similar thing, but without the musical aspect, but a bunch of different sketches in one show.
Right. What do you find the differences between doing a fully scripted sort of traditional Oklahoma kind of musical and the cabaret? I mean, it must be a much different experience, even preparing every night for what you have to do on stage.
I think the pacing is just so much. For me, it's like way more fun because everything's like the whole time, and then it's over, and you were like, oh my God, that's an hour and 20 minutes. I definitely feel like with this, because there's no plot to like cue and stuff like that. Like you have to be a little more plugged in mentally because like you have to create a completely different scene every time you come on stage, a completely different like story in that song for the audience. So definitely more of a challenge, but like a fun, good challenge.
What I love about the show is it's kind of a slow burn. I think it takes a few songs for them to really get with us. But after the first number, if they're not totally there yet, I'm like, just wait. I know by the end they're gonna be into this.
Yeah.
You have enough confidence in the material to know that you're just gonna forge ahead.
And that is one consistency by the end, like they are with us.
They are.
That always happens, so.
Okay, so I was told that you both do, I guess, some impressions favorites of folks? Can we get like a little sample of some of the things that you do?
Sure.
Yeah? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, what can I do? Do I need to set you up or anything, or you just want to do some stuff?
I don't know. How would you set us up?
I have no idea. That's why
Okay.
I'm completely useless at this point.
Great,
So
great.
good. So just do your thing.
Okay. Well, Melania is kind of like this. Like, oh, Anthony, I'm so very happy to be here with you today. Like that. Go ahead.
Go back and forth.
I do less impressions, but one of my characters that I really love to do is Conchita, and she's like, "Hola, my name is Conchita, and I will be your chambermaid. If you need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask. Some fresh towels, a bucket full of ice, a turn-down service with a trompe steak on your pillow."
And she's a chambermaid at
Hotel Mar-a-Lago.
Oh man.
Yes.
It's
So.
so much material. Hillary.
Hillary is a lot of.
That's like the anti-Ivanka. Like that's incredible. Or
Yeah.
Melania. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible. Awesome. Okay, now I have to ask, can you do George Washington?
Of course. I mean, he's just generally like just a strong man. He's leading you. He's moving forward. He's got a strong brow. The answer is yes to most questions. There's not many videos of him, so I did some reading.
Different kind of research for
What is like stare at a dollar
He was
bill?
like the
what-
first president. He's got to be like a strong presence. So he's got a lot of like posing and like he's leading you. Yeah. So.
I love it. So what's the projected run of the show? You just going to keep going as long as people buying tickets? You have a...
We are scheduled until, what is it?
September 3rd.
September.
And we're gonna see in the next couple weeks if we're gonna extend beyond that.
Okay, great. I love it. Me, the people at the Triad Theater right here in Manhattan. All right, so now our tradition at Broadway Bartender is that I need to have one of you make a drink. Which one of you would like to make the drink?
We're both equally inexperienced
Yeah.
at bartending, so.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pick you so that I can
it.
sit right
Okay.
there. Great. So this is a drink that I actually created before the election when we all thought that this was just a big running joke. And some folks had asked me to make some campaign-themed drinks. So I call this drink the Trumple Maker. And it's really, really simple. So lack of experience, not a problem. So the first thing that we're going to do is we have some shot glasses right there, and you can just set those up and fill those with tequila, which is going to be in the speed rail on your right. So if you just take your right hand, yep, right down there, yep, fill them right up. Great.
Bartended.
Yeah. You sure you've never done this before? It's really good.
It's really good.
Thanks,
I
guys.
could never have done that.
Okay, so you're gonna set yours there, and mine here, and then yours there. And so now we have some cherry Kool-Aid. So I'd like for you to fill these 3 glasses with some ice first, which is there should be an ice scoop on your left, and then just fill those with ice. Fabulous. And then fill them up with cherry Kool-Aid. Wonderful. Great. I'll put this here, and you can have this here.
Thank you so much.
And then you put that right back there. And then we have an orange wheel, which you can just put right on top of the drink. Starting to get where this is going?
Just on top of it.
Just right on top. Yep.
See what you've done here.
Okay. And then one for. Yeah, great. Let's go ahead and put that orange wedge on. And then in our cocktail napkin holder there's going to be 3 folded cocktail napkins. You can just bring those out. Fabulous. And you get 1 and 1 and 1. And what I've done is just accordion style these. And if you want to just build a wall.
Oh my God.
between the tequila and the Kool-Aid.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
This is real.
Do you like that?
This is really real.
Good. And now it's easy. You just shoot the tequila and drink the Kool-Aid until you think voting for Donald Trump is a good idea.
We're gonna need some more tequila.
Wow.
So we don't need to drink it, but we can just sip it and then, God help us, drink the cherry Kool-Aid, folks,
Oh my goodness.
as a little chaser. So that is my
Wow.
Trumpo maker.
That
Aisha Dukes and Mia Weinberger of Me the People. Website for the show?
is methepeoplemusical.com.
methepeoplemusical.com. Personal websites, other projects you want to tell folks about?
MiaWeinberger.com.
Great.
Yeah.
Find me on SoundCloud, Aisha Dukes.
Ooh, I love it. Fantastic. Well, ladies, thank you so much. Folks, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Broadway Bartender. Check us out, BroadwayBartender.com. I'm just going to rebuild my... anyone else want to pay for this? By the way, that's the other. You got to get someone else to pay for this.
Right.
That's the whole key.
Right.
So yeah, BroadwayBartender.com. Recipes, links. We'll have your information up there. Join us next week. Drink well. Drink responsibly. Drink with hope.
Oh my God, yes.
Cheers, ladies. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Cheers, thank you.
Very nice.
So fun.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Aw, thank you.
guys are
Thank
great.
you. That's so fun. These are hilarious.
Right on.
Just build
Yeah,
a
come
wall.
check it out.
Build the wall.
Please do.
I'm going to take some
Yeah.
behind the bar there.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Drink a little candy ginger rather, in honor of our guest Mary Beth Peel, who I just saw in Anastasia.
You did?
Oh my goodness! So for you, ma'am, cheers, and let me know what you think
so
of the
excited to
Moscow
drink this.
thoroughbred here.
You use a straw, don't you?
You can use whatever you like.
Oh my God.
Like? Good?
That is
Refreshing,
seriously good.
crisp.
I'm gonna.
Please, go for it. Get that candy ginger in there too. Really, really nice. So I think it's so interesting that...
This is really good.
Yeah, good? Okay, great. I can never tell because
I do have a show tonight, you know.
Yeah, I know, so do I.
Yeah.
I'm always talking to actors and when they can tell me something's good and I'm like, I don't know if I believe you.